Hey guys, it's Chris and Eric. We're back.
We are.
Oh boy,
That
here we
we
go.
are. So
By
we're gonna change it up a
popular
little bit.
demand. Dude, by popular demand, people want this.
Yeah. I'm happy about that actually. So
Yeah,
thank
we're
you.
uh we're in demand.
Always
Uh
a debate.
I also love we got some really fun feedback on last week's episode, specifically from two of our really close friends, Katie and Kyle, who both informed me at the same time that yes, they were both excited and terrified about this concept of you and I just BSing for an hour on YouTube.
Like I said, there's no one holding us back, right? There's nobody to say, "Hey, that's a little out of line." So we like it's literally on us. And it's never been that way before.
Yeah, this is dangerous territory that we're walking into here. So, like I had said, you guys were more than welcome to give us feedback and provide us with subject matter for our next show. Why do you want us to talk about our ex-girlfriends? Somebody answer that for me.
Listen, I don't think it's you. I think they want to hear
No, it's
stories
you.
about like my ex-girlfriends. Um
I don't have any good. Like, that's the thing. I don't have any, like, juicy ex-girlfriend stories that I would even be able to share because A, I've had a relatively boring and somewhat normal dating history. B, the personal stuff I wouldn't talk about anyway. And C, one of the stories ends really depressingly because one of my exes actually passed away. So, like, that wouldn't be a fun topic.
no.
Now, for
Me
Eric,
on
on
the
the
other
other
hand,
hand,
I have only dated people in Florida, and that should be enough information that you need to know that shit gets crazy from there.
you're telling me you didn't date anybody when you were living in New York at the age of
Correct.
7?
Well, I mean, I was always a little baller, but no.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It was yeah, it was wild. I feel like a lot of my ex-girlfriend stories are due because of like just partying, right? Because we both went to Disney
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
and I want to say like 90% of my exes are part of the college program.
Did you
Uh,
do the college program, or did you just
well,
date
I
girls in the
did plenty
college
of girls
program?
from the college program. you you brought that on for yourself. No, I never did the college program. I was already living in Florida, and I was not gonna pay what is it like $4,000 a month basically to stay on property.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No, it
I
wasn't
mean,
like
if you
that.
break it up between all the roommates, it comes up to like 4 grand, doesn't it? Because if you think about it, you're paying like
Here
close to
comes the calculator. I'll tell you
yeah.
what I was paying.
Okay,
I was paying 75 a month. There were 6 of
75 a
us,
month.
so that would have been 450, and there were 6
You're
of
paying
us.
$75 a month
Oh
or a
no,
paycheck.
75 a paycheck. So 75 times 2 is 150 times 6 is 900. My Vistaway apartment was $900 a month. My Vistaway
I mean that
apartment was not worth $900 a month.
no, it is not. But that's actually better than some of the people. Some people were paying close to like 150,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
then they had like 6 to 8 roommates.
in Chatham, there were one bedrooms, so it was just two of you, and then there were four bedrooms, so there were eight of you, which
Yeah,
meant which meant your fridge was screwed,
yeah,
and your
no fridge
freezer
space.
space was screwed. We're gonna talk about roommate stories.
Oh
We
yeah,
can
let's
talk
do
about
that.
party stories because okay, so when I did the Disney College program, I lived in Vista Way housing. For people who are not familiar, Vista Way was the party place. That's what it was known for. Vista Lay, they
Among
called
other
it.
things.
Yeah, it was known for a lot of things. I actually chose to stay there because A, it was the cheapest option, and it was the least amount of money coming out of your paycheck every month. But also, they sold it to me because of the concept of, well, this is where you're going to do the most socializing. And as somebody who's moving to Florida, from New Jersey, I didn't know any. It wasn't like when I went to college and like I didn't know people, but I was still in my state. I was only 45 minutes from my house. Like I had relatives in the area. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I didn't know anybody. I was. I was multiple states away. I was in another part of the country. Literally another part of the country, the South. I'm a northern boy. I don't know what goes on in the South. So I did it because I wanted to be social. Two of my roommates were frat boys, one from Connecticut and one from Illinois. One of them was straight, the other one was gay. And I can't tell you how many random women and random men I would encounter during breakfast time in my apartment as I would go to the kitchen to eat because I worked at Safari. I had all the early shifts. And I would just say hi to somebody I've never met before. Guys and girls.
Yep.
A lot.
And you didn't question it. You didn't question it.
Oh, I already knew what was happening. We were the party apartment. And so we did a lot of socializing, including we were on first name basis with the security guards, who showed up a lot to break up our parties. And but the thing was, we always cooperated with them. Like once they showed up, we just ended the party, and thus it got to the point where the one guy would always just show up. I don't remember his name. He was the Hispanic guard, but he would just show up, just knock on the door, and be like, "Hey guys, it's time." We'd be like, "Okay, cool. See you next week," and he would just laugh because he would be back next week.
Yeah.
The one
Oh,
time,
man.
because my bed was next to the window that was next to the front door, because I was in the front bedroom. So there were times when I'd hear the knock on the door, and I'd already be in my room, so I would just peek back the curtain and just wave and just give him the thumbs up, be like, "I got this," and he would just wave back at me and leave. Because what else are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah, those were really good times. It's actually why I stopped drinking heavily was because of the Disney College program. Like, once I moved into my own place, I realized, like, I can't do this anymore. My liver's not happy with me at all, and it needs a break. But
Those are good times.
Those are really good times, yeah.
The only bad thing was like the outrageous gas prices at that gas station outside of Vista.
Oh, the Chevron. Yeah, you don't have to tell me about the
Yeah.
Chevron. I was driving a Jeep at the time.
Well, it's funny looking back
No,
at
it
those
wasn't
prices
funny.
and looking at the prices now.
Yeah,
It's
really.
not that bad. They were just ahead of their time. That's all.
I
You probably
remember
go there now. It's like $12 a gallon or some stupid shit.
$4.17 was the most I'd ever paid for gas, and now that's if it was $4.17 again, I might actually be celebrating it. So
I know, right?
yeah.
I remember needing gas, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like it was like $5, like straight up just $5, because it said like for something, right? But then when you go to pay, if you're using a credit card, they charge you an extra dollar per gallon.
That's right. Chevron did that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
So I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm putting 1 gallon so I can make it to the next gas station. And that was it. Because I looked down at the gas tank and like E is here, F is here. My needle was like here. And I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to make it anywhere. How did it get
I'm
this bad?
under E.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. You're gonna
Felt like
be
my car
that
was
tourist.
misfiring.
You're gonna be that person with the Florida license plate on the side of the road because you ran out of gas, and you didn't want to be that person.
I mean, I couldn't afford gas. It's like, they didn't really pay me a lot.
Are you trying to say that our theme park salaries were not very large, Eric?
I'm not saying that. You're saying that. But I'm agreeing with you. Also, I
Yeah,
love that fucking
yeah.
shirt, dude.
Oh, my Zelda shirt?
Yes.
I wore this
I
for
was
you.
I I am wearing the Orlando Star Wars Celebration shirt.
Well, I'm also wearing this shirt because my feed's backwards for the recording because that's how
Oh,
the camera records and I'm the one recording. So everybody's
right.
looking at me in reverse. That's why all my posters are backwards. So the shirt has no writing on it, so you can't tell that I'm in reverse just by the shirt.
Well, it's a good shirt.
Yes. We know how much you love your Legend of Zelda.
Mhm.
Yeah. So no good ex-girlfriend stories, unfortunately. But okay, so have you ever been to a party
Yes.
that you legit...
Go on.
Did I put a period at the end of that sentence? No. Have you ever been to a party where you actually don't remember it?
Yes.
like the Hangover style.
Yes.
Really?
One incredible story.
Okay.
Um,
The floor is yours, sir.
I'm going to use names, but I'm not going to use last names. But I shouldn't have to. For the people listening, they know exactly who I'm talking about. Mainly Katie.
Hi,
Um,
Katie.
hey, Katie. So one day, a coworker of ours named Andrew was throwing a party. Um, so he's known for throwing some pretty wild parties, and I was like, I'll be the judge of that. So he gave us the address and everything, and I was coordinated. I was the coordinator at the Great Movie Ride at the time, and another coordinator. All of the coordinators went, except for like one who was. It was Mary.
Okay, so
Mary, the responsible one.
wait. Great movie ride. So this wasn't a long time ago.
No, it was not a long time ago. It's almost.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, it's actually almost 10 years ago. But like in
Great
retrospect,
movie ride
actually,
was 10 years ago for you?
dude, no, almost. Let me see. I went there in like 2013, right? So it's like 9 years, but the party wasn't then. So
Okay.
holy fuck, man, we're old. Anyway,
Stop. Don't. Where's my ibuprofen? I need
I
it for
know,
my
right?
back.
So we all go to this party, and it was wild. It was crazy. I bought Jameson. Um, it got to the point where everybody knew me as one of the coordinators, like one of the goofy coordinators, but one of the coordinators.
You
And
goofy? Nah.
I know, right? Uh, Dave was sitting next to me, and I was sitting like on the. We're all sitting on the couch, and we're looking at each other, looking at these like 20-year-olds just run around, fucking crazy. They're. It was. I lost a sock. I don't remember how I lost the sock. I
One
lost the sock.
sock.
Yeah,
Just
and I was
one.
just like,
Not both
which was
socks, but
funny
one. Just one
because
sock.
I was just like, I took off my shoes and I'm wearing one sock, and I'm like, when the fuck? Like how? Anyway,
Real
so
quick, do you remember the time you took your shoes off in my apartment and Perry ate them?
yes, thank you, Perry.
Yes,
Oh my
my
god,
cat ate Eric's shoes.
it was yeah. I needed new shoes anyway, so it was just motivation to like get new stuff. This party was like so extreme. Me and Dave couldn't like walk. We just had to sit, and I'm just like, I got you, because I could tell he wanted another drink. So I just grabbed the next person that walked by us. I have no idea who it was. So if you're watching, thank you. But I was so far gone, you could have been anybody. And I was just like, hey, two more drinks for us. And they were like, uh, okay. And like they instantly became our waiter, and they
Oh
just
my
got us
god.
drinks. And oh my god, it was such a blast. The
Did you
next
tip them?
morning, no, well, the funny thing is, right, we're telling everybody who was going to this party, do not call out for your shift the next morning. Don't fucking do it. We know you're gonna want to, but don't. We need everybody on, like, every all hands on deck. Everybody needs to be at work tomorrow. Do not call out. We were driving home now, and I got home. I literally did one of these things, right? Like, this is my bed. I was just like, bam, 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 bam. Grab my phone. I was like, yeah, I'm calling in sick for the day. It was. Oh my god! Only one person showed up as the from the coordinator team, and that was Chelsea. Chelsea, and she was there too. She was fucking wild as well. She was lit. Everybody was lit at that party. I don't remember most of it though. Like honestly, I know there was a pool there. I know there was a lot of drinking. There were Jello shots with Everclear in it,
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
and I think that's what did us in, because we all had like two or three.
I have an Everclear story. You ever been given a drink and not told what it was? And peer pressured into doing it and it almost killed you?
Yes and no.
I was
I was never peer
presented.
pressured.
This is, of course, back in college. I was peer pressured into. Well, not. I'm not gonna say peer pressured, but somebody bought me a shot and it was a clear liquid, and I did the. And I went, "What is this?" They're like, "Just do it." All right. I do the shot. It goes down, and I immediately feel it like almost come right back up, and it's like that horrible like warm acidic sensation goes through my entire body. And I was like, I did one of these like the whoa, like that was intense. Like I felt it. And the first thing I do is I go, "What was that?" And everybody's smiling. They go, "You just did a shot of Everclear." And I immediately felt like I was sick.
Yeah, you get the hangover first, and then you get the buzz on that one. I did a shot of Pepto Bismol.
Actual
So
Pepto Bismol or a drink called
Ac-
Pepto Bismol?
no, actual Pepto Bismol. So it's a story. It wasn't like they gave it to me to take a shot of. It was one we were all like at a we were at Vista actually. So we were at Vista, and then one guy was having an upset stomach, so he like gave him like a little shot of Pepto Bismol. But like he was already kind of wobbly, so he asked me like to hold the drink, but I didn't hear hold the drink. I just hear like here. And I was like, cool. I grabbed it and I saw it was pink, and I was just like, oh, this is about to be tasting like a smoothie or some stupid shit. And I just went, and I was like, this is the nastiest shit I have ever taken. And he was just like, God damn it. That was my last shot of Pepto Bismol. And like, great. If I end up shitting everywhere, I know who I'm chasing down.
Dude, only you would do a shot of Pepto Bismol and think it's an actual shot.
Well, I didn't know what it was.
Was it
They
in the
handed
little
me a
medicine
shot
cup?
glass. No,
Oh, it was in a shot. Okay, okay.
it was in a shot glass.
That would have been
Like, who
even
does
better
that?
if you're just like, oh, this is an innovative shot glass. Okay. I guess all the shot glasses were dirty, so they handed me the cup. Or we're doing actual measurements of the shots. This is pretty cool.
I mean, I was used to doing shots of like Jaeger and stuff like that, so different colored shots, not out of the ordinary. But it was very bright pink, so I was just like, this is like a little smoothie thing or something that they did. I don't know, I remember looking at it going, how they get it so pink? Whatever. Just downed it.
There's a cat in the room.
In your room? Because I got two
Right
cats.
here.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. She just
One day we
scared.
should just set up. Oh, there's a tail. I see
Yeah,
the
there's a
tail.
tail.
Look at my cats. Yeah,
She's
there you
down.
go.
I would have put
She's
her on the camera, but
touching.
she's the one. The claws will come out if I try to mess with her. All right, so here's one of my. I have my favorite drinking story. With like an after effect. So I've never had a hangover one time in my life, but one time I did wake up still drunk, and that was an adventure. Again, college, because like I said, all my heavy drinking days were in college. Now I'm a social drinker. We'll go to an event, I'll have a drink, I'll feel good, but I haven't gotten drunk in probably over like 10 years. I haven't actually like gotten drunk. You know what I mean? I can't do that anymore. And I love when people try to tell you like, "Oh, take down all those pictures of you drinking because your employers are going to look through your Facebook." I'm like, "Those pictures are tagged like 2009. If you're judging me for something I did in 2009, then I don't want to work for your company anyway." Like,
Fair.
anybody else think that that's stupid? To all you people out there who might hire employees someday, like, stop being stupid about. Pay attention to timestamps, okay? Timestamps.
I mean, I want to say I understand that. I also understand now that I work at a university, right? And these professors don't know how to like right click on stuff. I asked somebody to open up an application, and they told me they don't have applications. They're using a Windows device.
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Oh, fuck. Oh, you're a health professional. Okay." Like you're just like start
That's
like
amazing.
asking questions in your heads like we're all fucked. Like honestly.
We had a tech in college who worked there. He was a guy, he could MacGyver any machine and like make all the machines in the university talk to each other with like paper clips and gum and stuff like that. But don't put him on the actual computer and try to have him operate Windows, because that's where he couldn't do it.
That's where I'm at right now. I can do the hardware bit, but the software bit for like Macs,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I could figure it out if you given me enough time. But like
There's
if
never
you were
enough
just
time.
like, yeah,
There's never enough time. Okay, so back to college.
okay,
I'll say some names, but again, no last names. But you guys are gonna know who you are. Um, I had gotten drunk with a couple of friends. It was my friend Tori's apartment, and I walked back to my apartment, walked in, laid down on my bed, and kind of the same thing that you were just talking about with the great movie ride. I don't know if I actually got to sleep, but my alarm went off very shortly after and I had to get up. The reason I had to get up was because we were setting up a TV production. I think it was on a Friday or a Saturday. We were setting it up. And then they were going to shoot the show the next day. It was a test pilot they were doing for. This is back when streaming stuff was just starting to come out and be an option. So they were recording a sports talk show that was going to air on a legitimate streaming service, like an ESPN affiliated streaming service. And so we were setting up the studio. Two of the alumni were doing the hosts, and we all got to work on the crew. And in broadcasting school, every time you did something like that, it counted towards your hours of your to get to your graduation. Like you had to sink in X amount of hours of production time. You know what I mean? Like when you're an Eagle Scout, you have to do X amount of community service time and everything. All that stuff added up. So of course I volunteered for it because it was basically a whole weekend of stuff. So that was like, I think that was like 16 hours in total between the 2 days of shooting, right? Because the setup time counts too. Well, I was still loaded from the night before. So I walked to the studio because I wasn't driving. Walked across the campus and I'm doing one of these. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. Give me some tasks to do. And somebody comes over to me and they go, hey, could you hang up the studio lights? And I'm standing in front of this big ass ladder. And I'm gripping onto the ladder and I look up like this and I'm like,
this is how I die.
I can't do this. And they go, oh, are you scared of heights? And I go, let's go with that. Yes. Yes. Because if I had attempted to get on any one of those ladder rungs, I would have taken a very spectacular pro wrestling style ladder bump where the ladder goes down and so do I. And hopefully there's a table there for me to land on.
Dear God.
So that was a. I don't remember much from the actual party, but I remember attempting to function the next day, and I don't know how I got through that weekend. Now, granted, I was stone cold sober for the actual shoot, because it was the next day. My best friend from high school, Chris, who is still one of my best friends to this day, actually came and was part of the studio audience, because we could bring people to be part of the studio audience. Like, hey, we're going to shoot this thing. Come in and be part of the crowd, because we need an audience there to react to stuff. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I always remember that. The other really fun college party story I remember, my old teammate, because we had like team setups. Her name was Lex. She used to host a lot of parties at her place, and she lived in the same apartment block I did, like the student housing block of apartments. It was like the senior housing. So I went to her stuff all the time because all I literally had to do was get on an elevator, go down, to the next building, go up the elevator, and I was there, right? So I went to all of her parties. So here's a couple of things I remember from this one particular party. We were playing beer pong, and for some reason we had one of those Little Tykes red cars, like that little red car that we all had as kids. The red car with the
The
yellow
Hot
roof.
Wheel looking ones.
Yeah, but it was like
Yeah.
it was a thing you could actually sit in as a kid.
Oh, okay. You're talking. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, she had one of those things in her apartment. So we used it as part of the beer pong challenge to like throw the ping pong balls over the car or through the car or whatever. And I don't remember why we had it. Like, It's not like any of them had kids. Like, yeah, we were college students. We were still young. Nobody had kids yet. So I have no idea. I legitimately don't know where that came from or why it was there, but it became one of the things. And
You
then
know how many things I've collected not knowing how the fuck I got it? Just because of
some
like
of those are the
drinking and
best, right?
fucking... Yeah.
Do I have? I'm trying to see if I have an example of that. I had something like this. If I could find him, I would show him to you. I have a little Mega Man statue. I don't know where he is right now. He must have fallen on the floor, or he's around here somewhere. But I found him in a box at my parents' house, and I have absolutely no memory of ever acquiring this. Like, I didn't buy it. I don't remember anybody giving it to me. I like Mega Man, but I don't like Mega Man enough to, like, go out and buy Mega Man stuff. I just have this Mega Man figure. Oh, yeah, and then I have these guys. Found these at my parents' house, too. No memory whatsoever of where they came from or how I got them, but I have them.
They're probably worth a fortune.
They're just little bendable figurines, yeah, but again, no memory whatsoever. My mom found them and she goes, "Hey, do you want these?" I'm like, "When did we get these?" I don't know. I don't remember either. But there they are.
That's awesome.
Animaniacs for you uncultured out there who don't know what I'm holding. The Warner Brothers and the Warner sister. So, you know how when you've had a couple of drinks, how funny some stuff can get? And how entertaining things can be? And it's so funny that you literally fall on the ground laughing. So we put an apple into the door of the elevator, sent the elevator down to the first floor, and then brought it back. And when the door opened, the apple was on the other side, crushed in the door. And we were literally on our asses laughing hysterically because we thought that was the funniest thing in the world at the time. I have no idea why that was funny. But in that moment...
Because you didn't know what you were expecting. You were expecting maybe it won't work or maybe it just still be
we
there.
just crushed an apple in the elevator door and brought it back. And of course, it's happening at like 3 in the morning.
Imagine it came back and there's like dead bodies and shit in there, and the apple's just perfectly pristine.
And there's the apple, yeah.
Like, the fuck?
There's a little girl in a white dress holding a doll, also holding the apple. And I'm just like, nope, 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 nope. Done, gone, not happening.
You know what? I've actually thought about taking like the little Chucky doll and putting it in an elevator by itself.
So when people open the elevator, it's just sitting in there?
Yep. And just watch people go, "Not today, Satan."
Yeah.
I don't know if...
That sounds fun. I kind of want to do that now.
I feel like that would only work on our generation. Like, I don't think these teens now even know what that is.
People still know what Chucky is. Don't be that millennial, Eric. People still know some things.
I'm just saying, like, they stopped making those movies, and they were like, when 2000?
They're still making
2000?
those movies. They're making a TV show now.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't seen it because I'm not scared of anything I could physically beat up in a horror movie. Sorry, Chucky, Leprechaun. If I can take you, then you're not scary to me.
See, I now work with someone who literally, like, I graduated and then they were born. So I'm kind of like, you are not going to get any of my references.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten those before. Because I have to do a lot of ID checking at my job, and you'll do the one where it's like the birth is 2007. I'm just like, ugh. The things I was doing before you were even alive.
It's like, if I ever lost my ID and I needed to verify my age, I could just show them my Blockbuster ID and then just be on my merry way.
Do you know how easy it is for us to get carded now because our IDs start with 19?
Ugh, fuck you.
Yeah, because it's 2022 as we're recording this.
Yep.
So anything with a 19 on it counts now. As soon as they see that 19, we're old enough. Yeah. Okay, that ends the depressing portion of the. Okay,
I was
let's.
promised so much stuff when I was an adult. None of it came true.
All right, I got some. Let's talk about some fun party stories. You ever been to a really fun wedding and
Yeah.
had a blast with it? Because I got a couple of wedding stories that are really good times.
One of
Uh,
them better be yours.
I had a great time at my own wedding.
Yeah.
I ate well. Why? Do you have any
Yep.
fun stories from my wedding that you wanted to share?
The food was amazing. But you already knew that. Like, I don't know. Like I love going to parties and celebrating with people and stuff like that. So I think all of it is great. But then I also feel for like the bride and groom because you don't get to enjoy it the way the others are enjoying it
I
because
did.
you're too busy taking fucking pictures
No,
and
I
doing
did.
this fucking shit.
I had a good time. I had a good time. I made sure I had a good time. I did my social obligations, and then I made sure I was having a good time on top of it.
I may have drank a little bit too much before they handed me the microphone for your speech.
Best part was when you were like, not many people would let me show up at their door at 9 in the morning and not be upset about it.
Yeah, that's true. It's still true to this day.
I was in my pajamas. I was still in
I,
my pajamas.
I like how you answered the phone like it was still a hypothetical, and they're like, "Cool, I'm at the door," and then you're just like, ha, "He's probably serious." God damn it, he's
I
here.
looked out the peephole and I just saw you cracking up on the other side. That's right, because you had a motorcycle, so you were able
Mhm.
to get in through my front gate without me actually having to let you in, because I had to do that at the complex. I had to make the call and hit the button.
Yep.
You
And
just
I was
showed
just
up.
like, I just showed up, and somebody was like, there was a car in front of me, and the gate was closing, but like, honestly, it's a motorcycle, so I had plenty of time. Just zip by.
And there you are. And there you are. And I
You know,
looked through the peephole, and I know you knew that I was there because you immediately started laughing.
yeah, well, because I was looking for like shadow, you can see the light somewhat.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw, I was like, yeah, there he comes. It was great because like a lot of people know this story, but what they don't know is that we had nothing planned that day. Like it wasn't like we were going to meet up with like we had plans to meet up later on that day. I just showed the fuck up. Like
Didn't
it
we go to like a
literally was just
Denny's or something for breakfast?
yeah,
Because
because
it
I
was
was
still
there.
breakfast time.
Well, I mean, Denny's is always breakfast time.
True, but it was literal breakfast time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're lucky.
Denny's has amazing breakfast.
You're lucky I love you like a brother, because not many people could have gotten away with that. I'll tell you that right now. um, okay, so I'm gonna tell a story from my sister's wedding. So I have an uncle. I won't say who the uncle is. He's a married into the family uncle, so he is not a blood relative. He's always been kind of the antisocial uncle. He's the one that at the family functions disappears to go watch the football game and doesn't really talk. He's friendly and all, but he's not there to be social. He's there to to do his own thing, right? He's there as the social obligation presence. So I'm not used to him being so outgoing. Well, he comes up to me at my sister's wedding, like right near the tail end of it, and he's got this weird gleam in his eye. And he's being really friendly and talking to me like I'm his long lost son. And I'd never seen this side of him before. And in my head, my first thing is, did he have a stroke? Because I don't understand what's happening here. And I see my cousin and her, I don't think they were married yet, so probably like then fiance, behind him. And they got these shit-eating grins on their faces. And I was like, wait a minute, he's drunk. And I haven't actually seen this guy drunk before. So my buddy John did the videography for my sister's wedding because I was working in wrestling at the time, so I'd met John, and we were both working at my college doing like broadcasting work, right? So we had the experience and everything. So my family hired him, family friend and everything. Cheap rate, obviously. But he still did decent work. And at the after party, we're up in my parents had like one of those suites that had like a boardroom in it. So we had the after party up there. My uncle is so drunk that my father literally sat on the cooler that had the beer in it so he couldn't get any more. And my grandmother's given him the evil, the death stare, like the laser. If she could shoot lasers out his eye, this guy'd have a giant hole in his head right now. And he's so loud and boisterous. And again, we never seen this side of him. So we walk in, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, Johnny, I hear you're a wrestler. You want to wrestle?" He starts challenging John to a match. But because we were in a hotel and we had changed and everything, like I wasn't in my tux anymore. We were in our sleep clothes, and John didn't wear shoes. He just wore socks to walk over to the room. My uncle starts screaming, "Look at this guy, he's got no shoes on. How you gonna wrestle with no shoes, kid? He's got no shoes." Now, John thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. He's laughing to tears at this point. And then somehow my uncle, it became no feet. He had no feet. Because, drunk logic. And he's like, "What's your wrestling name?" And John goes, "Johnny Talks." He goes, "That's a stupid name." And I'm like, this is gold. I'm having a blast. I think this is great. My family, because a lot of my family is there, it's ranging the gambit right now. There are people laughing as hard as me and John, and there are people doing what my grandmother's doing. the scowl, right?
Yeah.
And then
I gotta ask, grandmother Italian side?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Irish side.
Irish side.
No. My Italian
that...
Yeah. No. The grandmother who is still alive. She will be 95 next month. By the way. 95. She's still going. My Italian grandmother was still alive for my sister's wedding, so she was there, but I don't think she was at the after party.
Okay.
She was not. I don't remember. I'll be honest, I really don't remember who was all in the room except for the key players in the scene.
That's fair.
John was there. Uncle was there. My dad was there. Because then he asked my dad what his wrestling name would be. I don't remember what my dad said. He goes, "Oh, that's great, Billy. You and I will be a tag team." And my dad is actually laughing, surprisingly, at these shenanigans. Not in a "this is funny" way, but in a "this is absurd" way. I don't have a choice but to laugh. Because we've all had stories like that before. But yes, the great match of Johnny Toxic versus my drunk uncle never took place, sadly. But, and John, I don't believe wrestles anymore. He focused on the promoter side of things. I think that ruined him to the wrestling business. Because for anybody out there who's ever been involved in independent pro wrestling, you know how much being a promoter ruins your opinion of it. That was hell. I've done it before. Yeah, and sometimes I have that itch again. I'm like, I want to promote shows again. And then I'm thinking, like, why do I want to do that? That was a headache. Why do I want to do this again? But yes, the match never took place. But that was the ultimate highlight of that wedding was my drunk uncle challenging my pro wrestler buddy to a match. But John's got a great sense of humor. He thought it was great. He went along with it. John, if
everybody's having a good time, that's fine.
Yeah, no, we were having a good time. Yeah. Any other wedding stories you want to share? Because I got another one.
Oh, if you got another wedding story, I'm moving on to birthdays after this.
Okay,
so if you got another wedding story, go for that.
Okay,
because my birthday was pretty fucking wild.
I'm not going to say whose wedding this was because I don't want to speak ill of their wedding. They're very nice people. I really do like them as friends. I really do. And here's the thing about weddings, people. You can have a wedding on a budget, and you can still have a quality wedding, okay? But this was a budget like I'd never seen before. This was the ultimate cut corners and still attempt to have a wedding thing. First of all, the chapel that we were at had assigned seats. Now, I'm used to the reception having assigned seats, or at least an assigned table. Not the chapel, but I was directed specifically where to go. Okay, that's cool. Ceremony was very nice. The reception took place in a Travelodge on Sand Lake Road. For everybody in Orlando is laughing their ass off right now at that. Yeah, exactly. Because I just said the words Travelodge and I just said Sand Lake Road. That
Okay.
part of Sand Lake Road. You know where I'm talking about.
Yep.
Um,
Was the reception at that McDonald's?
no. So one thing that happened was we got yelled at for sitting at the wrong table. Because the reception tables were apparently labeled by the color of the candle. And we sat at one that was supposed to be for family instead of sitting at one that was supposed to be for friends. Nobody told us this. We had to figure that one out on our own. Still don't. Okay, that's fine. The wedding was a potluck. So we all brought stuff. It was a potluck reception. We had like ham and cheese sandwiches and Chips Ahoy cookies and again, I'm not bad mouthing like what that was, right? Because again, you can have a wedding on a budget, but like it was literally a BYOF wedding, literally. I don't think even remember if they had cake. The DJ was just a laptop with a playlist, which again can be fine, except that they kept using the laptop to like surf Facebook and stuff like that, so the music kept getting interrupted. So that's a thing. And there was no alcohol at the wedding because the bride at the time was under 21. So one of my coworkers, he was a lead at the ride that we worked at the time, was just like, literally goes, fuck this, I'm drinking. And we all went to the gas station next door, bought our own liquor, brought it back in, and we're getting death stares from the bride's family for doing this. But he didn't give a shit, and we didn't either.
Because really gonna like this lead guy.
You would have liked this lead guy. He was I used to bust on him all the time because he was like, he wanted me to like keep track of stuff up in the control tower, and I'm like, he's like, I'll get you a calculator. I go, it's okay. I got a calculator on my phone. I'll just pull up my phone and use that. He's like, you're gonna get in trouble. Knock it off. I get so frustrated with me being me, because you know me. You've worked with me.
I'm trying to figure out timeline-wise when this happened. So you were working a control ride, so I'm assuming it's Harry Potter.
It was not Harry Potter. I was working at Harry Potter when the wedding happened, but this was a team from my old attraction.
Old attraction, Universal still?
Yes. You can piece this together. You kind of know my ride history.
I'm kind of doing that. Okay, all right. Continue.
Okay. And then, you know how like at weddings you get gifts and you just take them home and open them later and send thank you cards? So they treated this like it was a birthday party and started opening their presents and like reading the cards out loud. And when they got to mine, I was so embarrassed because all I had gotten them was a gift card. Their registry was ridiculous, by the way. It was all like furniture, like TVs and couches and things that were like $600 and up. And I'm like, you understand I'm on a theme park budget, right?
You should have got him some fast passes.
So you know what I did when it was like our turn, like I knew they were about to read my card. I got up and went to the bathroom, so I wasn't there for it. And while I was there, I saw the other guests at this Travelodge at Sand Lake going out to the pool. Right outside where this wedding reception was happening were two gay guys in Speedos walking out to the pool. Good times. Good times. I'm not talking trash about anybody's wedding, honestly.
Do I know these people?
You know, they were at my wedding. I'll say that.
Okay.
I'll just say that. They're very nice people. I consider them friends. I'm not trash talking them at all. I'm really not. But
I feel
that
like
was a memorable wedding.
I would not cut corners. If I needed to do a cheap wedding for whatever reason, I'd be like, hey, Chris, meet me at the courthouse. on this day.
You know I'm gonna be there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
regardless
be
of
like,
what you do, you know I'm going to be there.
I
You
just
just
like
tell me when to be there at what time, and I will be there.
this day, bring an extra pair of pants. There we go.
Well, if I'm coming to you, I'm traveling and I'm spending the night, so there will be multiple extra pairs of clothes. But that's an oddly specific request, Eric. I'd like to know why you're requiring the extra pair of pants.
Because it's gonna be so funny you're gonna shit yourself.
Challenge accepted.
Okay.
Challenge accepted. You heard it here first on the CKCC video YouTube channel.
We'll record it and put it up as one of the episodes.
Now, I've had some really good times at my friends' weddings. My friends Vivian and Josh got married at Disney at the wedding chapel. It was the first and only time I've ever been there. And then their reception was at the Grand Floridian, and Chip and Dale were there.
It's so expensive.
I did the Macarena with Chip and Dale.
Did you?
I did.
I thought about it.
Well, they could afford it, and that's what they wanted. So good for them. That
Well,
was
I
a
mean,
great
good
wedding.
on them.
Yeah, it was
I
a
was
great
just
wedding.
saying, like, when I saw it, I was just like, I mean, everything was great, right? They were just like, we'll cover everything. You get the catering. They'd even let you bring in your own like wine or something if you have your own
Yeah,
choice, and then they would
yeah,
hold it on to you because they don't like there's certain parts of property that won't that don't sell liquor, right? And
right.
certain parts in particular. However, if you wanted to, let's say, do a wedding and have a reception in this particular park, you can. They will hold the wine for you,
Yeah,
transport it. That way, it's not in the park. Basically, they just don't want you handling the alcohol, which is fine. And
I
then
don't
I
want
looked
me
at the
handling the
price.
alcohol either. So
The price when I the one that we like, the one that we really wanted was like, all right, we could buy a house with this kind of
oh
fucking
my
money.
god.
Like it was
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
And then the second our second choice was like the down payment for that same house. So we're just like,
Okay, well it's less, but
yeah, it's less, but wow, wow,
that
it's good
this is a
stuff.
wait. How much does this wine cost? That's a family of four's budget to come to Disney.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, birthday
Oh,
parties. Let's hear them.
birthday parties.
All
I
right,
know
let's hear.
you've heard this story before,
I've got
but
a
I'm
couple
gonna
too.
say
So
it
yeah, let's do
again.
this. Let's do
My
it.
21st birthday
Oh yes, let's hear it.
was insane. It started off with my friend coming over, and he's just like, "Drink up, man." Literally, first thing in the morning, he already had a shot glass for me, and he's just like, "You're gonna do 21 of these by the end of the day." And I'm just like, "Oh God, here we go. We starting the day off right." So I took a shot, then immediately had breakfast, and I was just like, "This is not gonna go well already," because I took a shot, ate some sandwiches for breakfast, and then had orange juice. I made a screwdriver,
Oh no.
and I was just like,
Oh no
"Okay."
no.
So this is how it's gonna go. Um, Most of the day, fine, right? Because like my birthday is in September. It's already hot as balls. I know I'm not going outside, so we kind of just chilled at some friends' houses and stuff like that. We had a little barbecue. Now I never made it to the 21 shots, but my friend made sure to tell me about that, and we had to play catch up when it was time to go out to the actual party. So by like 5, 6 o'clock, he's just like, "All right, let's start pre gaming now." And then we're gonna go to downtown Orlando, and that's how the party was going to be. And it was like, or that's where the party was going to be. There's a club called Mako's, and if you don't know Mako's, Mako's is like it is a strip club. I don't care what they tell you. They were like, oh, it's not a strip club because there's like little strings that cover the nipples or whatever. But like, it's a fucking strip club. So we're all having a good time and whatnot. We go there. Um, we were gonna end the day there at Mako's, but the other clubs hadn't opened yet because of the time. So we started off at Mako's. I went over and every place that we went to gave me a shot for my birthday, one free shot. So I showed them my ID. They gave me a shot. My friends, while I was getting the drink, had talked to some of the people to get me on stage to go on the swing so they can take pictures and stuff like that. So I had like eventually gone on one of these swings, which is near the front of the front of the club because it's all glass. Um, so there's a swing, and normally there's a girl that that's just swinging there to kind of entice you to come on in, you know. So I got on that swing, and she's like on my lap, and she's just like, "You okay?" And I'm just like, "You're shaking me, and I've had plenty of shots." And she's like, "Oh, okay, it's all right. We'll stop moving here. We'll just take a couple of pictures and whatnot." I'm like, "Thank you." Like at that point, did not give a shit that it was half naked. It was literally because like I'm gonna throw up and it's not gonna be great. Like it's
I'm going
gonna
to
be bad.
die.
like I'm
Death
like
is coming for me.
well, I'm gonna throw up, and then the only things that are around me are these like very pretty girls wearing no clothes. Like it's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
like
and you're single at the time, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Oh boy.
um
Speaking of exes,
yeah, actually this is probably one of the not so great exes. I think we're like at the verge of breaking up, and then this gave me the confidence to actually like break up with her or whatever. So, because I didn't think like I went through this phase where I'm just like, oh man, I gotta be with this person because nobody's gonna want my ass, you know, that type of thing.
yeah, I had one of
Uh,
those too.
so
She's a lesbian
I,
now. There's your ex story. She's a lesbian now.
oh man,
Not my
so
fault.
I got
She got married and had a kid, and then one day they got divorced. And when I asked what happened, her answer was, "I got bored with him." And then next thing I know, she's dating a girl. She goes, "Yeah, I like girls."
fair. I mean, I also like girls, so
Hey, we have something in common.
right. Um, so we finally like finish up at Mako's, and then the other clubs are starting to open up. So we like bar hopped, clubbed hopped, whatever you want to call it.
How many shots
Um,
are you up to at this point? Have you reached your 21?
so by this point, that was if you count the one from the morning,
Okay.
this is probably shot 4 or 5.
Oh my god, you're not even close. I
So
was
I
hoping you
am
were at
not.
least past the halfway point by
We
now.
had settled on 21 different drinks instead of shots because I was just like, dude, shots is gonna fucking kill me. 21 drinks would have killed me too. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be realistic here. That might kill you faster.
But I was like, okay, cool. So we went to 3 other clubs, and every time I got a shot, my confidence level and what my friends called the audacity level of me has just gone. Um, by the
Wait,
last
it went up
club,
or it went down?
and like no, the audacity of me, like literally just being to me mentioning certain things. So
So
we had drove
confidence
my
went
car.
up and audacity went with it.
Yeah. I was just like, okay,
All
whatever.
right.
Like
That
it's my
works.
birthday. I own the entire planet. That type of thing, you know, just like I became a diva. Like straight up. The last club, I took the shot and I was just like, you know what I want to do right now? And he's like, what? I'm just like, I'm really good at poker. Let's go play poker. And like, where the fuck are we gonna go play poker? And I was just like, Hard Rock. We're going to Hard Rock. And like in Tampa, we're in Orlando. And it's just like, I want to play poker. He's just like, okay, you've had too much. And they're like, so now we're like slowly going to my car, and I don't remember the trip, but apparently I was very persuasive, and I made it to Tampa. I woke up in the Hard Rock Hotel with an extra $500, and then my friend was just like, "Dude, what the fuck?" So I have this habit of like, it's very hard to tell when I'm being like if I'm going to actually do something or if I'm joking. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna show up at your house at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, ha ha ha.
I know
Wait,
what that means.
yeah, okay. So yeah, apparently, like, I just I went up. I got $100, or no, sorry, $200 out of my bank account, and I just wanted to play poker. And I sat down at the table. Now it's limit poker, so it wasn't like I can just go all in or whatever. I literally stayed there all night, and every time it like the bid came around the table for me, I got another drink. So by the
Oh my
end of the
god.
night, they told me that I had reached about 14 or 15. So I got pretty close to that 21 mark.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty close.
But I was so drunk that they wouldn't let me. They ended up giving me a room. So that is my birthday story. A lot of fun.
I
I
guess
could never do it again.
I guess I
It's also
should.
one of the reasons I can't drink tequila either.
Yeah, tequila. No, tequila makes me.
Oh.
Tequila makes me like destructive. So no, no tequila. That's a destructive drunk. All right. Well, I've told my 21st birthday story before, but not on this format. So, on my 21st birthday, I met Bret the Hitman Hart, one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. I believe his DVD's actually on display downstairs. He actually wrote "Happy Birthday" on the DVD. The only thing that kind of sucked about it was they didn't allow pictures, so I don't have a picture with the Hitman, but he was always one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, and yet he was doing an autograph signing on November 17th at the Willowbrook Mall in New Jersey. So, my friends who were wrestling fans and also of age, we all got together. We met the Hitman, and then we went out to Hooters. And I had my celebratory 21st birthday drink. And it wasn't very crowded in the Hooters. I'd have to like pull up a calendar to go back to the year and tell you what day of the week it was. But the restaurant was only like half full. So you know what they make you do on your birthday at Hooters? Have you ever seen like a birthday at Hooters before? Yeah. So for those guys who do not know this, they make you get up on a chair and dance, and they threaten that they will not serve the restaurant if you do not complete your dance. That's the threat that they make. Now, I don't care. I get up on the chair and dance because there's hardly anybody there, and I'm in college now. I'm doing the thing where I'm trying to be more confident and outgoing, and I'm just like, whatever, it's my birthday. I'm 21. I'm 21 one time. I don't really care. And one of my buddies had brought me one of those like goofy like hats that you get at Spencer Gifts. It's like a top hat with candles on the top, and it says like birthday boy or just happy birthday or whatever on it. So I put the hat on, I get on the chair, they sing their song, I do the whitest dance known to man, because that's the only way I know how to dance, and get off the chair, get back to the table, you know, get the golf clap and everything, girl says happy birthday, whatever. About a minute later, this random guy comes over, and he's just, like, puts his hand on my shoulder, he's just like, yeah, does your father know you're wearing a hat like that? And I think it's this random guy at the restaurant just being a smartass. No, it's actually one of the guys who works for my father. And I look over at the table, and at the table are my father's employees and my father's boss. And they all witnessed Bill's son get up on a chair and make an ass out of himself on his birthday.
That's so funny.
It was literally like on the company hierarchy, it was like the guy that my dad answers to, and then all the people that answer to my dad. He was the only one that wasn't there. They're all at the Hooters. So the next morning, when I saw my father, he's just like, I hear you had fun last night. I did. Yeah, that's what Matt and Rick told me. I'm sure they did. Because I saw them. That was fun. That was funny. I got a kick out of that one, that they happened to be there. Nothing really crazy, honestly, other than just the fact that how often do you get to make an ass out of yourself in front of people who work for your father? So, I mean, and again, it's my 21st birthday. I'm legally drinking. They all knew that. It's not like they were going to bust my dad's balls about that. And if they did, whatever. It's my dad. Bust his balls all they want. Oh, real quick.
It's not like you were doing lines of cocaine off the.
Oh my God, no.
Waiters.
Yeah. Off the waitress's butt or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. At my sister's wedding, me and her husband went up to the DJ and personally requested that they play "I Like Big Butts" as a tribute for my dad, because my dad hates rap music and really hated that song. And they did. They played it. They're like, Bill, get out on the dance floor. And they played it. And he's just like, ugh. But he went with it because he was a good sport like that. So I considered doing it at my wedding, but didn't actually do it.
Dude, if that song would have came on, I would have been like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was great though at our wedding is like how like we played like stuff like Call Me Maybe, which is really like not appropriate for a wedding, but it was a hit song at the time. So we just did it. Because of course we did.
That
Um
song reminds me of Jenny I,
okay.
coordinator.
Yeah, I
Okay,
remember Jenny. Okay.
okay.
What?
Because there was like I would talk that song. Like I would just kind
That
of
sounds
word
like
for
you.
word. Yeah, I was just flirting with her and just kind of saying that.
Do you know what I specifically remember about the invitations to my wedding? I
But
remember uh, going up to your, well, she's your fiance now, but you guys had only just started dating at the time. And she's like, I'm like, hey, just so you know, I'm letting Eric bring a plus one. She goes, oh, I already requested off for it. I was like, oh, okay, because you guys had like just started dating, and I was just letting her know that that was an option. That like, hey, just so you know, like Eric's included in the plus one, and she's just like, oh, I already requested off. I'll be there. Okay. I like that she planned ahead.
yeah, I
I
mean, I would have taken that day off regardless. Had they given me the day off or not, I would have been like, well, fuck you. Just
You know the best part was I remember we took a big picture, like an Inno picture of everybody from Inno that worked there, and I remember a bunch of people on the in the comments were just like, "Who the hell's running this ride right now? Who's running Ropos?"
it was you know what?
There were so many of us there.
We were all there. Like I honestly could not tell you. It was just it had to be all CPs. And then they obviously had no coordinator
It was all
because
the
all of
people who
them.
I was closest to at the time. So best part is Josh was our photographer, and we actually put him in one of the photos because you guys were like, "No, Josh, get in here. You're part of the family. Come on." And there he was. Now we,
I hear he's doing good now. He's still doing like film stuff now.
yeah, he's a teacher. Josh is
Is
doing
he a
great.
teacher?
Yeah, he was
Is he
teaching
teaching
film.
film stuff? I
Yeah, he's
thought he was.
teaching film stuff.
Oh, okay. That's probably where I got mixed up. I was like, wait, I thought he was doing something with film.
Dude, he escaped. Paul escaped. Paul got out of Florida entirely.
We all escaped.
Some of them are still trapped there. Katie, Kyle, I'm so sorry. Actually, Kyle, you made a choice to go back. So,
Did he go back?
yeah, he went back. He was living in Jersey. He made a choice. People make that choice. That's your choice. That's fine.
Right. Poor
It's
decisions are made every day.
it's hot right now, guys. It's hot up here in the north, but I know that I'm going to get a break from the heat long before you will. So, yeah.
I sold my Jeep.
You sold your Jeep.
Did I tell you I got a ridiculous fucking offer? Like I wish I would have taken some pictures so you could see the conditions of this Jeep. I for people who don't know, I had a Chevy Volt. It was my favorite car. I fucking love that thing. I traded it for a Jeep because I needed a car with a hitch so I can drag all our shit from Florida up to Michigan. It barely made it, but it was still usable. Then I had to use my vehicle for work purposes and paint spilled in the back of it.
Mm.
So now I am not in love with this car. Nothing wrong with it other than that at this point. Then winter happened and a car slid and hit the corner and dented like where the rear
Mm.
right turn signal. And I was like, then one day I turned on the defrost, front defrost, and literally just crack. And I was like, cool. This is great. this is peachy. So it's in bad shape, and I still owe a lot of money on this because I carried over a negative balance. I went to trade it in. I went to go trade it in to get a different vehicle. And I was like, "How much would you give it? Like, would you give me for the trade, or just like to sell in general?" Because they didn't have any vehicles on the fucking lot, and they're just like, "Oh, we can give you 12.5." And I was like, "Done, sold right now. I'll walk home. Give me that 12.5." So yeah, now I'm just waiting on a check. So apparently they have to, contact the bank and get the payoff notice and stuff like that. And I'm not, for the first time in like since we've known each other, I'm finally not gonna have a car payment,
It's a good
and I
feeling,
can't
right?
tell you how good that's gonna
Yeah.
feel.
I can't wait till I'm back to that point again. I do miss my Jeep. I had that Jeep for 12 years. You remember my Jeep? You
Yeah,
rode in it lots of times. Yeah, I had that thing for 12 years. And when it went fast. The engine started clicking, and the mechanic's like, nope, you're on borrowed time now. All right, we're done. That's the end of the era. That Jeep had Jersey plates, Florida plates, and Pennsylvania plates.
damn.
Yeah, I know. I know. Dude, it was like losing a friend. When the tow truck came to get it, it was like I was watching a friend like just disappear into the sunset. It was like going through a breakup. I
That's
mean,
sad.
it was. Don't get me wrong. I love my Corolla. I love my Corolla. Uh, but I do miss my Jeep in the days when it's really snowing. I
But your Corolla's all-wheel drive, isn't it?
No, but
Oh, you think?
it handles pretty well.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I know how to drive in the snow. I'm confident in my ability to drive in the snow. I can handle my car in the snow. What I'm not confident about is everyone else's ability to handle their cars in the snow.
Yeah, everybody else's ability is kind of shit. To
Exactly.
be honest.
Exactly. So I'm not worried about me getting to my job or to the grocery store in one piece. I'm worried about what you're going to do because you're on the road and you're stupid. Not you, Eric, or not even anybody listening to this. You, as in the you driving your car when you don't need to drive it in the winter. Now, if you're going to your job or you're going to because you have to get supplies or something, that's one thing. I understand that. But you know damn well there are people that are on the road who don't need to be.
Yeah.
And they're just doing it anyway.
If it's
Stay home.
a fucking blizzard outside and I see you driving to a Hobby Lobby, fuck you.
There's nothing in that store that you need right now.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
nothing in that store you need.
maybe that person's going to work and nobody else is showing up, but it is what it is.
Give him the benefit of the doubt, but you're probably still an idiot.
Just it's like those people who show up at Disney and they're like, "Oh, they make you work Christmas?" Like, yeah, because of you. I'm here because you want to be here.
Oh, you're not home with your family on Christmas? No. You know why?
Yeah.
Oh. Or, no. The best part was when they would complain there were so many people here. They're like, aren't these people home with their families on Christmas? Why are you here?
You. Yeah, exactly.
Answer
Oh,
that.
my favorite, and this has nothing to do with the holidays, but the people who still show up during the hurricanes.
Why are there so many people here? Like, shouldn't these people be home safe? Or are they going to let you guys go home safely? Yeah, when you leave.
Yeah.
I think I almost said that to a guest once because it was downpouring so bad with this tropical storm. We had a walk on at the Kilimanjaro Safari. You know how often that doesn't happen?
It only happens at open, and that's only for the first group.
We were running at minimal trucks, which is like 18, I think is minimum trucks. And we were cycling almost every truck empty. Like just empty trucks. To give you an idea of how bad the situation was, we have 3 trucks that are designed to do the ADA accessibility, the Departure 3 trucks. You never would send those trucks empty. When it was time for that truck to depart, because those trucks leave on a schedule, they park and they wait until you're filling up all the ADA guests, Handicap guess for those of you wondering what the ADA is. I don't know. We might have some stupid people watching this. Love you guys. Heart.
Guest with
Subscribe.
disabilities.
Guess with
You always
disabilities.
put you always put the person before the disability.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, in my first year at Disney, I did that. Terminology went out the window real fast with me. Anyway, when it was time for that truck to depart, we would just grab regular people from the line and fill up the rest of the rows to send the truck. Because the next truck's coming by and it has to dock at that same station. Because it's load and unload are in the same place. So the next truck's coming. All right, the next truck just called in from the bridge. So we have to send this truck. All right, we have 4 rows left. So they go to the gate, pull the next couple parties in line, put them on the truck. Boom, there you go. Simple, right? You never send those trucks empty. Unless there's a tropical storm coming, which all 3 trucks are cycling empty. And I remember one of the gruff old guys that worked there, like, you know when you have, like, the old conservative retirees that are just there for the health insurance and no other reason? I'm sending him empty. And he goes, "This is such a crock of bullshit. We should all be home with a big fucking drink in our hands right now." Yes! I concur with that statement.
Those are my favorite cast members.
He wasn't leaving. He didn't want to go empty. He's like, "I want people. Get me people." There was no people to get for him, and I had to send him because the truck was coming back. I couldn't wait any longer. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Okay. One last topic for this week's episode, Eric. What was your favorite childhood birthday party that you ever had? Let's do some reminiscing. Let's do some throwbacks. While you're thinking of yours, I'll tell you what mine was. So, my birthday's in November, as most of you know. Most of you who actually know when my birthday is. And you should, because I've actually memorized quite a few of your birthdays. September 5th.
November 17th.
December 15th.
Who's that?
That's Dan.
Oh, right. He's new to me. I'll take a look.
But some of my other friends who are watching, July 26th, June 2nd, August 30th, November 9th, January 12th. I just name dropped a couple of my friends who are probably gushing right now. Love you guys. Yeah, okay. So having a November birthday and growing up in the North meant you didn't do anything outdoors. My sister was born in August. She always had pool parties for her birthday. You know who didn't have a pool party? The guy watching the snow come down on his birthday. Because it could snow in mid-November in New Jersey, especially in the mountains. So one summer, my parents were like, okay, we're going to celebrate your birthday early, and we're going to take you to mini golf and go-karting because it's something you've always wanted to do. And we'll take you and your friends, like, while it's still warm out. And that was the greatest birthday ever because I finally got to do something I wanted to do. All my birthdays were indoors. You know? The pizza place. Don't get me wrong, they were fun. But I wanted to go go-karting and mini-golfing. And then we did it. We went to one of those family fun centers that had go-karts, mini-golf, batting cages, and an arcade. Like, how cool is that for a birthday party for a kid? I did have another cool birthday party. We went to Medieval Times. Because New Jersey has a Medieval Times. The one where they shot the scene from The Cable Guy, for those of you interested. That Medieval Times. But yes. And, I guess they don't care if the birthday boy gets the one colored knight, because the one time I went, the knight won. The other time, the knight got murdered. So.
Jesus.
Clearly, they don't care where the birthday kid's sitting. But yeah, that was a cool birthday, too. You got one, Eric?
I mean, I didn't really have a lot of, like, cool birthday things going on, but I can remember, like, the coolest birthday gift I got.
Okay. All right, let's do birthday gift.
So, it was one of those years where I had gotten the PlayStation for
The original
Christmas.
PlayStation?
The original PlayStation.
Okay.
I had gotten the original PlayStation for Christmas. And then I fell in love with an RPG named Final Fantasy
Fantasy
VII.
Seven. I was like, he's not going to say Chrono Trigger because he said PlayStation, so it's got to be Final Fantasy Seven.
And it became an obsession, and I wanted the new one that was coming out, Final Fantasy VIII.
Shout out to
And
another birthday, May 1st. Shout out to Glenn. That's his favorite Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy VIII is fucking phenomenal. I knew that my parents didn't get it, like for 100% for a fact, because like they would not know what to look for first off without me. So unless we like they try to sneak me into a store and be like, oh, what would you want for your birthday? Well, we can't get it, and then leave. But that never happened, right? I never pointed it out to them. They're not going to know. So I was just like, it's fine, it's whatever.
They get you
Out of
like the
all the
Final Fantasy
people,
game that came out for Game Boy that year.
no. See, this is like this is where I'm like, I love my brother because my brother got me Final
There you
Fantasy
go.
VIII.
Yeah.
My parents, I didn't know it at the time because I was little, and they kept like financial things away from like me, so I had no idea that they could not afford anything, not even the cake.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was pretty bad because this was like
How
we
old would
had
you have been, roughly?
it was the year that Final Fantasy VIII came out, so I don't remember. Like I don't even remember how old I was. We can Google it later, but
Well,
I
PlayStation,
know that
that's like mid 90s, so you're
yeah.
probably like 10, 11, 12ish, that kind of range, maybe.
No, I think I was a little older. I was
Okay.
like m- maybe in my teens,
Okay.
maybe, or getting there, or whatever. And but I was just like, okay, well, it is what it is, and I now I know is that they couldn't afford it because I decided to join the band and they spent all their money on getting me a trumpet. Um, just so I can like, because like our school required you to like, um, you had to buy the music, and I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was just supplied to us, like the sheet music and stuff like that was supplied to us. But if like all of our equipment, I knew I had to get the trumpet. Had no idea how much it cost.
I can't believe they
Now
didn't
I know
supply that to you.
the trumpet.
Well, the sheet music.
The sheet music, yes. The actual like um concert music, like they supplied us with the uh what do you call it? Like marching band stuff, marching music or whatever.
Okay.
But our actual concert stuff, they were like, "Hey, go down to this. This is what you're looking for," and you would have to purchase it or whatever. And I think it was just because if we actually wanted to perform it, we would need like the actual sheet music. It can't be copied for copyright reasons. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
everybody needed to have their own sheet music for it.
You know what
Now,
that actually reminds me of? My
what?
old keyboard. My old keyboard came with like a booklet of the sheet music for the pre-programmed songs. But the first 8 songs were all copyright stuff like the Star Wars theme, so they couldn't give you the sheet music for that. That's how I learned that Happy Birthday is a copyrighted song. I didn't have sheet music for that.
Yeah. So
I could play
I knew that there
freaking
was something in
Beethoven's Symphony, but not Happy Birthday.
it. And now that I realize it, like, thanks, because the trumpet was almost $1,000.
Oh my
I
goodness.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought like maybe $100 or something like that.
Hey, according to The Simpsons, Lisa Simpson's saxophone was $200.
Maybe back in the early '80s. But like, dude,
Actually, I think it was
I believe it now.
$2,000 now
Go
that I
to a
think about it.
guitar center. Go to a guitar center and just even look at the cheap
No,
like guitars. They're like 200
no,
bucks.
no, because I still can't afford anything in there.
So I'm just like, okay, well, damn, my bad. And then all this sheet music that they bought, I know some of them are like $50 a piece.
Jeez, really? Okay.
Yeah, but like they give you more than just one song.
Well, for
Um,
that much money, they better give you a lot of songs.
right. Like I know that they spent a lot of money basically, and they couldn't afford it. And then
50 bucks a song. Is this Metallica on Napster?
my brother drove up from Miami with a cake. Well, I think he bought the cake up here. I think he just went to Publix real quick and like just put happy birthday. And then
Publix cakes are the shit.
yes, they are.
Do you remember
And
my wedding cake?
the Final Fantasy 8 for me, and I was like, this is the greatest thing. And then I remember like my mom tearing up and stuff like that. So yeah,
Aw,
that was cool,
that's sweet.
right?
I can't tell you like a memorable birthday gift, but I always remember the Nintendo 64 Christmas. You know how my parents did it? They're assholes. They trolled me. Before trolling was even a thing. So I was opening up like my games, right? And I got like Mario RPG for Super Nintendo and something else. And then I opened up Mario 64 and I'm like, oh. And my mom's like, well, it's okay. Like, you have the game, and when we can get the N64, then you can have it. Okay, that's fair. Open up all the presents. And then she pulls a freaking Andy's mom with the Buzz Lightyear. The surprise present. Wait. What do we have here? And it was the Nintendo 64. That's the Christmas I always remembered. I also remember the Christmas I got my Xbox 360 and Guitar Hero because we set it up in the living room and started playing Guitar Hero. And my mother and my father both tried to play and got booed off stage in 15 seconds. And my mom was laughing so hard she was like wheeze laughing. She couldn't breathe. Because it's just like the song begins and it's like when Randy Marsh is trying to play it on South Park. And everybody's just booing. And it's just like, you fail. My mom's like falling over laughing and we're cracking up.
That's hilarious.
Which is exactly what happens when people try to play games like that they're not familiar with. Also, I remember always playing my mom at Mario Kart, and she always did the thing where like she steered the controller.
Oh
She
yeah,
would,
you just like lean into it.
yeah, she would have loved having the Wiimote when they actually had this. When that was actually the thing, she would have been great at it. She's got the Super Nintendo controller, and she's doing the hardcore lean.
Look at my cats, dude. It looks like I have a double-headed cat.
Well, I watched one of your cats like wash their ass a minute ago. So everybody got to see that, and now they're just doing their thing. My cats don't love me tonight. They're nowhere to be found.
This is like the perfect spot for them. I'm glad I put the
yeah.
camera right here,
Oh, yeah.
aiming at the cats.
Yeah, get cats on camera. I wish my cats would do it, but yeah. So we talked about parties, talked about birthdays, we talked about weddings.
I think we should just name this one the celebration episode.
It's a celebration, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. And I guess we'll end it by just saying what's one of your favorite, like, have you ever done like a celebration party or something for something that had nothing to do with, a birthday or Christmas or something? That was just a ton of fun too. Cuz I remember how much fun I had at my college graduation party. Mostly because my parents paid for the alcohol. I didn't drive, and I was leaving for Disney in a couple days. So I got drunk with all my friends one more time before I didn't see them for a couple of years because I moved to Florida. That was a good time.
I don't think I have anything like that. Just for no reason. I think no, you know what? No, because I also had a going away party at the, was it Chewy's? Is that what it's called? What was that Mexican restaurant that was off of 192? I think it's Chewy's.
Chewy's is like a pet delivery service.
Chevy's, maybe?
Maybe?
Fucking
Okay.
We went to a
Mexican place off 192 does not narrow down shit. You know that.
I know it doesn't, but it's the only good one. Anyway, we went to like a Mexican restaurant as a going away party before we moved up here.
Yeah. We had a going away party before we moved. You were there.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was
Just
when...
great.
I love Katie. But that was when you guys made the Amish country jokes. And she goes, wait, you guys are becoming Amish? And we're like, Katie, don't ever change.
That this party had um Melissa was there, Ray was there. I don't know if you
Oh, the
remember Ray.
Raymond, Raymond
Yeah.
Perez, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
remember Ray.
Okay. I didn't know you called him Raymond.
I didn't know
Um
we called him Ray.
who else was there? Kelvin was there.
Kelvin.
Manager Kelvin.
Yep,
Yeah.
manager Kelvin. Yep.
And then that was pretty much it. Like, I mean, Melissa's daughter was there and stuff like that. And then, well, the night before that, I had another going away with the GMR group. That was sad.
Aw. Did you dance with Melissa at my wedding?
If I did, I don't remember.
Be-
Yeah, open bar, man. Like,
I was about to ask, how deep were you by the time the dance floor opened?
oh, see, that's another thing. I don't dance. Dance is not like I don't like to dance. It's the one like anti Puerto Rican thing about me, I guess. Like,
Okay.
it's not great. I can't dance. Two, I guess I was like I have this thing where I was humiliated in like middle school at like a middle school dance, and ever since then I just don't fucking do it. I'll jostle around, like beat my head around or something like that, but I just don't dance.
Now, get me at a,
Now
get me at a place with a dance floor.
play the
Let's
Cupid Shuffle.
put some drinks in me, and I will get out on the dance floor. I can't dance for anything. You're probably still better than me, but I'll still do it because if my inhibitions are gone and I just want to have fun, I'm gonna have fun.
That's fair.
Cha
Man,
cha,
this was
real smooth.
we should bring on like a guest or whatever.
Yeah, it's Chris and Eric talks, but if anybody wants to talk with us, like we can do that. We can have guests. Your only requirements are to have a webcam and a Discord. Discord's free. You can sign up for it. And webcams aren't that expensive if you have a laptop or a cell phone.
Or you also need a light. Let's be real. If we were to hold up, I'm just gonna turn off one light. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you need a light.
You should at least be visible. We need to see your reactions as we're telling stories. That's the whole point of this.
And I'll make it another rule. You also need a cat. Yeah. One more requirement. Also need a cat.
No.
Okay, fine. But
No.
the other two are not optional.
Well, you have to be
Discord
on
or
Discord so you can join us, and you need to have a webcam so we can see you. That's fine. That's a requirement. You do not have to have a cat. I don't know what else he's thinking. Just stop thinking now.
Okay.
Go. Imagine you're back on Robos.
Just shutting off my mind right now.
Yeah, we said they were going to do this for an hour, and we've done it for over 90 minutes. So
Shit.
we're right on the cusp of 90 minutes. So yeah. Yeah, these might get longer if we just keep ranting about stuff. But yeah,
Oh, really like pay attention to the time more.
well, it's fine because people have been enjoying these, and we've been enjoying doing them. Like we're doing this because this is fun.
Right.
Like we like just getting together and BSing the whole time because we don't do it anymore. I mean, we live in separate states. We've lived separately for almost 10 years. Getting close because I moved in 2014. So we're right on the cusp of 8 years for me. So we are actually getting there.
I'm old, Yusuke.
I'm old, Yusuke. But like, and we've seen each other a couple times when I would come down and visit.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen you since you moved to Michigan.
I know. I need to lose weight.
And you moved to Michigan in 18,
19? 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, so exactly. And that's been that's been 4 years because I'm thinking about when I go to Halloween Horror Nights this year. It'll have been 5 years since I went, and that was 2018. So yeah, because you were still there when I went in 2018 because I went and visited you. But you were not there when I went in 2019 because I went for my birthday and you had already moved. I remember that.
2019 started, and then in February I was like, "Fuck this," and I left.
Yeah, and I
It was
went,
too hot.
and it was the end of 2019 when I went. So I remember when you first got to Michigan, and I'm like, "So how was it?" And you're like, "It's cold."
Dude, it was so cold. You like,
You live in
I
Florida
left
almost your whole
Florida.
life.
Yeah. Well, it also doesn't help that it was one of the coldest winters that they've had.
Right, and that's the other thing. You moved to Michigan. You didn't move to East Coast cold, where it's still somewhat tolerable for a little bit. Like in the Midwest, it gets cold, cold.
Yeah. Like for no reason.
Geographically, there's lots of reasons. It's called Here Comes the Jet Stream, and it circles down,
I do
and you're very close to Canada.
very close. Like literally, it's like an hour away, if that.
So yeah, you're screwed at that point.
You know what I find myself doing every single time I see a body of water is just I look for gators. Like I don't think that's ever gonna go away. I think it's just stuck in my head now, where I'm just like scan, scan, scan. No gators. All
I was
right.
just telling a friend about this over the weekend. Like they're asking me, like, how many times did you see gators? And I'm like, I have literally seen 3 in the 6 years I lived in Florida. Two
Really?
of two of them were at the hotel I worked at because we had to keep eyes on them, and I saw one out in the wild one time, and it was a baby. I just never saw them.
I mean, I saw them too much. I think the weirdest one was the guy who was walking his gator.
Florida.
Wow, yeah, right. I'm just like, what do you? That leash isn't gonna do shit. Like it's gonna drag you around. At that
Well, I
point,
learned at Gatorland that you can't like they're not playful or anything. They don't know how to do that. You can teach them commands like that they're gonna get fed, but they don't do much. So yeah,
yeah,
that was
they can be affectionate. Apparently, I just don't know if I would trust that affection. Like I'm not giving
okay.
that
If
thing.
if I get a love bite from one of my cats, I don't lose a finger.
That is true, unless it's Perry.
Yeah, right. Of
Perry can
all,
chew through a shoe. She can chew through a finger.
okay, first things first. Perry won't do shit because Lily's the one you need to watch out for. Lily's the one that might actually hurt you. Perry doesn't know how to do that. Perry is the most submissive beta male on the planet. And he knows it. He is so submissive. And he knows it.
He's like, whatever. As long as I'm getting fed, I'm all right.
Lily's the alpha. Lily has alphaed him for a long time. So. Maybe next time we'll just talk about our cats.
What our cat adventures?
Oh, yeah,
How
lots of cat stories.
Rebecca was mad about me getting Kiri.
Hey, I got something.
That's for a different day.
Brought something home. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have told her.
Oh God. What do you guys want us to talk about? Like, what are some other fun topics we can go back and delve deep into our memories and talk about? Like, you want high school stories? You want college stories? You want more work stories? I mean, we're full of those. You want other memories, like other childhood memories? You want more theme park stories? You want
We started talking about our childhood. This is just going to turn into like a recorded therapy session. Which, you know what? Not half bad. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of a good idea.
I think if we got a therapist on just the two of us, they could retire. That'd be retirement.
Or they may need therapy after the two of us.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't warn you.
That's true.
So what do you guys want to talk us, or what do you guys want us to talk about? And anybody want to join us for just a chat session? Just come on and chat with us. Like, let us know. We'll talk about whatever you want. Like, talk about movies. We'll talk about games. Talk about books. We'll talk about collectibles. We'll talk about sports. No politics, no religion. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, any topics, pretty much good for it. You want to come on and argue about what the best shape of pasta is? Like, get on here. We'll argue about it. Like, so check us out, CKCC Radio, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Listen to me, Eric, and Dan on the Nerd Table. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. You can get more videos just like this. Become a patron at patreon.com/clubkayfabe. Get early access to videos. These videos, I'm keeping them on the Sunday night schedule, and we are recording this on Sunday night, so this one won't get early access, but there is currently an early access video for patrons right now that you guys can check out. That'll drop on Tuesday. And patrons also get early access to my one-man podcast. Other than that, like, you guys want to come on and chat about stuff, let us know. Eric, you got anything you want to plug? Oh,
nah.
All right.
Be excellent to one another.
There it is. Oh, and watch me stream video games. CKCC Online on Twitch. I'm taking the Super Nintendo. I'm going to stream every Super Nintendo game ever made. Oh boy, this is going to be fun.
At the same time.
At the same time. All 725 American titles. I'm going to try to release one this week, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah. But like Eric said, be excellent to one another. And glad you guys are liking this. We'll be doing more of these. See you next time.